I don't know how many of you are familiar with the actual myth of Isis, Osiris, and Horus, but essentially they are the essential trinity of Egypt. And Osiris was the king of the Golden Age, and as I said, Set, his so-called evil brother Set, was the one who destroyed the harmony, the principle of harmony and unity that Osiris gave unto his kingdom. He was very Taoistic. He was like a sort of symbol of the Tao. Like everything was harmonious, everything was in place. And Set came along and formed a conspiracy to destroy the body of Osiris and cut it up into pieces. And these pieces were scattered all over the land of Egypt, and they were retrieved by the goddess Isis after she turned herself into the hawk, which is one of her animal forms, and she flew over the land of Egypt and recovered all of the missing fragments of the body of Osiris. I spoke and joined them all back together again, but there was one very important piece that was missing, and that was his generative member. She couldn't actually reconstitute the body of Osiris because she couldn't find this generative member, so she had to create it through an act of magic. What's interesting is that she formed the world's first mummy by binding with a piece of linen, binding the whole body together, all of the different fragments together, and bound them together to form into unity. But she had to take, in some versions, there are a few variations depending on who you're reading, she had to take a reed from the Nile, which is a symbol of very Promethean. There's a hollow reeds between heaven and earth, and placing it in the place of his generative member and hovering above it to take that influence from the heavens down into the earth and regenerate the earth. In some myths, you see Osiris laying there and the thorn is sprouting out of his body. So he is the principle of death, but he's also the principle of resurrection. And it was through this process that it was sort of the divine conception of its time, if you like. And through this process, Isis became pregnant with Horus, and Horus was born, and then Horus went on to, as I say, act as an outer guard to fight against the principles of those who wanted to encroach upon the divine unity that was at the heart of history, so to say.